U.S. welcome to build military bases amid PRC's influence push. The tiny Pacific nation of Palau has urged the United States to build military bases on its territory, which lies in a region where Washington is pushing back against growing influence attempts by the People's Republic of China or PRC. Former U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper visited the island nation during his office term in September 2020 and accused the PRC of ongoing destabilizing activities in the Indo-Pacific. Palau President Thomas Remengesau told Esper that the U.S. military was welcome to build facilities in his country, an archipelago about 1,500 kilometers east of the Philippines. Palau's request to the U.S. military remains simple: build joint-use facilities, then come and use them regularly, he said in a letter to the U.S. defense chief. The note said the nation of 22,000 was open to hosting land bases, port facilities, and airfields. Remengesau also suggested a U.S. Coast Guard presence in Palau to help patrol its vast marine reserve, which is difficult for the nation to monitor. While Palau is an independent nation, it has no military, and the U.S. is responsible for its defense under an agreement called the Compact of Free Association. Under the deal, the U.S. military has access to the islands, although it has no troops permanently stationed there. We should use the mechanisms of the compact to establish a regular U.S. military presence in Palau, Remengesau said, adding that bases would increase U.S. military preparedness and help the local economy, which is struggling as the COVID-19 pandemic has halted tourism, its main industry. In addition to its close U.S. ties, Palau is one of Taiwan's 4 allies in the Pacific. The Chinese Communist Party, which sees Taiwan as part of its territory, has tried to win over Taipei's allies in the Pacific, persuading the Solomon Islands and Kiribati to switch sides in 2019. Palau has refused, prompting the PRC to effectively ban Chinese tourists from visiting the island in 2018. It would appear that President Remengesau sees this, in part, as a potential economic solution to counter Palau's significant dependence on tourism, including Chinese tourism, said Anna Powells, an expert in Pacific security at New Zealand's Massey University. While not naming the PRC, Remengesau told Esper that destabilizing actors have already stepped forward to take advantage of the virus-related economic crises that small island nations are experiencing. For several years, the South China Sea seems to have become a bone of contention. After China militarized some artificially constructed islands in the area to assert its claim over the waterway, several countries of the world seem to have been making concerted efforts to push back the Chinese. Be it the formation of the Quad or AUKUS, the focus of the major powers in the region has been to keep a tab over the increasingly aggressive China. Calling it freedom of navigation, the US, the UK, and other countries have been sending their warships to the region as a show of power, but with little or no effect on the adversary China. They regularly pass through the area to demonstrate the right to sail through what is considered to be international waters. It seems to have been only making Beijing more aggressive. China has been militarizing the region by allegedly deploying anti-ship cruise missiles, anti-aircraft guns, surface-to-air missiles, and electronic jamming equipment on the disputed artificial islands in the South China Sea. It has also constructed airstrips and harbors, capable of housing military aircraft and warships. The stationing of missiles has effectively put all of the South China Sea within range of the military. The Chinese have also been carrying out military drills in the region. They have been making all attempts to protect their occupation of these islands. For this, it has been sending its vessels to the area in large numbers to either terrorize other navies or sink the fishing vessels to discourage people from venturing into the area. China's actions in the busy shipping lane, which is contested by several countries, have raised many eyebrows. China has wrangled with ASEAN countries, such as the Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Brunei over the resource-rich South China Sea in a bitter territorial spat that has flared on and off for decades. China and Taiwan claim most of the sea, through which around $5 trillion in maritime trade passes every year, while the other countries also have competing claims. The Chinese have an upper hand in the area as the other claimants, such as the Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Brunei, are not as powerful as China, and they also have a crucial economic relationship with Beijing, which they can't afford to jeopardize. These factors have been working in the favor of the Chinese. But this has also been giving sleepless nights to several in the other parts of the world. It has also forced the UK to shift its foreign policy and concentrate on Indo-Pacific. India has also been doing the same. The current situation is such that one small clash can lead to a full-scale war anytime, as none of the parties to the dispute seem to be in a mood to de-escalate easily. Only time will tell about what will happen in the future.